They leaked it. Russia just exposed America's secret Bitcoin plan. Putin's top advisor is saying that the US government is using Bitcoin and stablecoins to wipe out its $35 trillion in debt. Donald Trump dropped this little nugget at an event in July, and it didn't get much news. But now it all makes sense.
Maybe we'll pay off the $35 trillion in crypto. I'll write out a little piece of paper, 35 trillion crypto. We have no debt, right? That's what I like, right?
Well, when you combine this with the fact that Donald Trump just said that the US will be announcing $17 trillion in investment in the coming weeks, you have to wonder, is the United States government making Bitcoin the global reserve currency? Are they using stablecoins to generate demand for their debt while simultaneously boosting the crypto market to wipe out their debt?
Looks right.
That's right. It looks right. It's time to strap in. This is Dante Cook with Bitcoin Simply. Let's go.
Good. Who knows? Maybe we'll pay off our $35 trillion, hand him a little crypto check, right? We'll hand him a little Bitcoin and wipe out our $35 trillion.
But how do you want it to be more prominent in America? How will that work?
Oh, it's going to work easily. It's already prominent. It's moving along. It's very loosely regulated. That's one of the reasons it's moving along. But it is a different form of a currency, and it's going to end up benefiting the country. But if we shut it down, like, Biden's trying to shut it down, Biden doesn't have the intellect to shut it down. Can you imagine this guy's telling you to shut something down like that? He has no idea what the hell it is. But if we don't embrace it, it's going to be embraced by other people. It's a massive thing already.
Donald Trump has been dropping hints that the US government's plan is to wipe out its debt with crypto. And the only major coin that they've made major moves about with bills and in the press has been Bitcoin to this point. And since September of last year, he's been very clear, saying that if the US didn't do it, well, our adversaries would. And what was once a rumor has now been confirmed by Putin's top economic advisor. The US is now trying to rewrite the rules of the gold and cryptocurrency markets. Remember, the size of their debt is $35 trillion. These two sectors, crypto and gold, are essentially alternatives to the traditional global currency system. Washington's actions clearly highlight one of its main goals: to urgently address the declining trust in the dollar. As in the 1930s and 1970s, the U.S. intends to solve its financial problems at the world's expense. This time, by pushing everyone into the crypto cloud. Okay, this is massive news, and the likelihood that this is America's plan is pretty good because it's coming from an advisor from another country. It's curious that this was just announced on the back of Kazakhstan announcing they will be making a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Remember, they're on the border of Russia. Here's the plan. The US government is going to use stablecoins to boost demand in treasuries while also creating UST, or global dollars that can be used by anyone around the world with a smartphone. Stablecoins will then reinforce the demand for Bitcoin, which in turn will also fuel stablecoin growth. This is the new economic flywheel. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has given us this playbook numerous times.
I think stablecoins create an exciting new payment rail, and importantly, it will be a source of demand for the U.S. Treasury market.
Roll the next clip.
We are going to keep the U.S. the dominant reserve currency in the world, and we will use stablecoins to do that.
Okay. Roll the next clip.
And we are going to put a lot of thought into the stablecoin regime. And as President Trump has directed, we are going to keep the U.S. the dominant reserve currency in the world, and we will use stablecoins to do that. Thank you.
All right, you get the point. Donald Trump has been very clear that this is the most important industry in America moving forward, and it's going to offset pressure in the dollar.
I became a fan of crypto, and to me, it's an industry. I view it as an industry, and I'm president, and we've dominated that industry. It's a big industry, by the way. In fact, when the stock market went down recently, crypto and Bitcoin and all of that went down much less than anybody else as a group. And we've created a very powerful industry, and that's much more important than anything that we invest in. We invest in it, but really that was an industry that wasn't doing particularly well. I got involved with it a couple of years ago, it's become amazing. I mean, it's the jobs that it produces. And I notice more and more you pay in Bitcoin. I mean, people are saying it takes a lot of pressure off the dollar.
And it's amazing that the United States government also this week made an announcement that it's going to make another announcement that it's been making $17 trillion in investments. A liberation day of sorts.
But I'm really happy when you see almost $17 trillion will be invested in this country over the next few months, actually. We started from the day we came in. November 5th was a big day. It was Liberation Day in a lot of different ways. It's a lot of different forms of liberation. But what we really have is something that I don't think any country has ever had. We're going to have over 17 trillion, and that number is going to go much higher than that, invested in our country, and is being invested right now as we speak.
And a new congressional bill was just proposed, H.R. 5166, that says that the United States Treasury would be required, if this were to pass, to hold Bitcoin on its national balance sheet. Do you get the picture? The United States government is rewriting the global financial system with stable coins at the bottom and Bitcoin as a savings technology on top. And here's an interesting fact. Stable coins grow as M2 or new money is created. And as more stable coins are created, well, the price of Bitcoin is correlated to go up with it. Are you starting to get the picture? This is just the first domino to fall, and it's not going to be the last, because what the US does, everyone else around the world will follow. If they don't follow, well, they lose our capital markets. They lose our backing. They lose our resources. They lose our military. So naturally they get in line. But before we talk about who the next big buyer is beyond the United States government, let's thank our sponsors. Ledn has been the leader in Bitcoin-backed loans since 2018, allowing you to unlock liquidity in your Bitcoin without selling your Bitcoin. You have to post 2-to-1 collateral for how much you want to borrow in fiat. So if you want a $4,000 loan, well, you have to post $8,000 in Bitcoin collateral. The process is seamless, fast, and transparent. You never know where your loan status is because you can always go to their dashboard and check. And all of your Bitcoin is held in cold storage, segregated from everyone else's Bitcoin. And they have all of the Bitcoin that they say they do because they're one of the first companies to ever do a digital proof of reserves. The loan takes just 2 minutes of time and doesn't require a credit check. Do you have the Bitcoin or don't you? And liquidity is funded into your account in less than 6 hours on average. Loans start at just 12.4%, about half of what a credit card is. And you get 0.25% off your first loan by going to learn.ledn.io/simply. Don't sell your coin. One of the things that we try to help people understand is that leaving your Bitcoin on an exchange is risky, even though they are regulated, even though they are overseen by federal bodies. Well, that's the problem. Your money is overseen, and therefore you are not completely sovereign. A coach at the Bitcoin Way will help you understand exactly how to remove your Bitcoin from exchanges so that you can be a fully sovereign individual, one that's able to take their money, their assets, their time, their treasure to wherever and whatever jurisdiction that they would like to. Schedule a free 30-minute consultation with their team to understand what true sovereignty looks like. Go to thebitcoinway.com/simplybitcoin to get started. I believe that once an announcement comes that the US has been buying Bitcoin and is setting up this new global financial system, well, others are going to follow. And that other group of people is going to be central banks. There's nothing else that they can buy that will give them the marginal value or the alpha other than anyone else in the rest of the world. Here's what Mel Madison has to say about it.
I think over time, we're going to see central banks put Bitcoin on their balance sheet. I don't know when that happens. I don't know if it happens next year. But the amount of money we're talking about with central banks, right? Trillions upon trillions of dollars, like 10, 20, 30, 40x the current Bitcoin market cap. Like just a little bit of that is going to be, I think, a fundamental driver, just like a major fundamental driver of the gold move in the last few years has been central banks issuing treasuries and going to gold. Eventually, they're doing it. We're seeing corporations begin to put Bitcoin on their balance sheet. And I think there will come a point in time, because I don't think there really is an alternative to Bitcoin. I mean, people can talk about Ethereum and the flippening. You know, Ethereum can have a period where it outperforms, just like gold can outperform. I mean, Carvana stock can outperform Bitcoin for a period of time. Anything can outperform anything for a period of time. But Bitcoin is unique. Bitcoin is the first. Bitcoin is the biggest. Bitcoin has that hard cap. Bitcoin is decentralized. Bitcoin has a moat. Bitcoin has the network. It has the thousands, if not millions, of nodes around that make it functional. It has the history. It has the cost to produce it. It can't just be willed into existence by an Ethereum foundation. All of these things are just very unique. It will not be replaced in our lifetimes, I believe.
And if all of these things weren't a signpost for what is coming in Bitcoin and what the next potential bull market will look like, well, just look at gold, which is the OG old store of value. And it tends to sniff out liquidity crises and a lack of trust in the dollar globally. And typically, Bitcoin lags gold by 100 days. So when gold runs, Bitcoin sprints. Here's a great chart from my friend Joe Consorti. And right now, you have to understand that gold is $3,600 an ounce. And it's had one of its most historic bull runs and rips of all time. So what do you think is going to happen with Bitcoin? Like Atlanta Falcons star and former USC Trojan Drake London says, what's in your wallet? Even he knows what's about to go down. The trade is simple. Do you have Bitcoin or don't you? Do you want to be part of the new financial system or are you going to be left behind in the old one? If Russia knows America's plans, well, turns out they're probably not a secret anymore. And this is your opportunity. If you get value from these videos, please like, share, and subscribe if you already haven't. And if you already haven't made plans from November 11th through November 13th, come join the Simply Bitcoin crew down in Dallas, Texas at the Mining Disrupt Conference. Get 20% off your tickets by using the promo code Simply Bitcoin. This is Dante Cook with Bitcoin Simply. Happy stacking.